a change from what you might be doing now, and also to kind of show you what other farms are doing and some examples. But with every one that I explained to you, I have experience in actually helping farmers to do it. So if there's like deep questions that you have, because this is just an overview, then I'll work with your extension agents that you trust and believe in, and we can work together if these are some ideas that you like. So I like to title this talk Direct Farm Market COVID opportunities, you know, because even when there is something that isn't so positive, we can always make it positive, and that's what I believe, and I hope that you'll believe that too. So what we'll discuss are 3 topics here. One, times are changing, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And then number 2, we'll talk about new market opportunities. And then 3, the new market skills that you may have to hone in order to reach these new market opportunities. So the times, yes, they are changing. I don't know if many of you might have heard this song, but it kind of right now, it reminds me of Bob Dylan's song, Times They Are Changing. And he talks about, you know, in his lyrics that you either you sink or you sink like a stone, or you start swimming when things get rough. So when the times are changing, that's what we have to do. So the thing is that just a month or 2 ago, things were just normal, and that was then, but this is now. So the way that farms are marketing has taken a big change, and they've had to actually either, you know, start swimming and swim fast. So I'm just going to go through a little bit of that. Back then, you know, U-Picks, we would have been right in the throes of it, but now, that was then, but now this year, you have to pick it yourself, and you know, you can't even pay cash. It has to be a credit card, no touch. And so that's what's happening with the U-Picks. Then, you know, vibrant farmers markets, everyone talking and all the displays, and now oh my gracious, you know, they're just handing the, you know, like it's like caustic, you know, here's your money, and here, you know, put it here, and it's really quite a challenge. Everything's packaged, and you have warnings, don't touch the produce. And now it's like you have to assure the shopper that no, these apples, these products have not been handled by other shoppers. So, I mean, that's part of the customer service and marketing now. Then you had your farm stores open, you know, and people could come in and shop and browse. And now the farm store is closed, and people have to call to order, and you put your list online, and, you know, they make their order, and you have it there, and they drive through the market, and they come in, and you have it all bagged, and you can't even talk to anybody, and you hand it in there into the car. So then and now. So, okay, things have changed. So what are the new market opportunities that we can think about? Well, you know, we all know about like some things like farmers markets and roadside stands, but what about food hubs? What about box sales, which is a little different from CSA or community supported agriculture? What
Excuse
about
me,
starting buying
Teresa.
clubs? Yes?
Your slides are not advancing. We've got the first page open where it shows the
Oh no.
PowerPoint, but the slides are not advancing.
I'm hitting page down. Okay. Wow, I've done a lot of talking and a lot of, okay. Well, heck, what do I do? They're not
There you
advancing.
go.
Well, I'm having the slideshow, so where did it stop? Where were we? Like nothing?
Well, it was open to the first. We can see the first 4 slides there together.
Okay, so
but
that one was
not.
this one. Did you see this and this?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're moving.
Okay, well, did you see all the things when I said this and then and now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, swell, heck, I don't know. Well, okay, so let me go. I was just trying to serve this and then, so now we're at new market opportunities, and I'm just staying in the actual like slideshow. I don't have the actual big slides now. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so should I
Teresa,
stay like here? Mhm.
Teresa, what you may want to do is go up to where it says slideshow at the top and actually put the slideshow up. Either that or click the little screen down at the bottom.
Well, that's what I had it on, and then, okay, well, I'll do it again. So
There you
now,
go.
okay, is it working again?
It seems to be working now. It says number
Okay.
2, new market ops.
Okay, all right. So swell. Okay. So now is it working still? Do you
Yes,
see
it's
something new?
I
Okay.
see new market opportunities. So yeah, it's
Okay,
working now.
swell. Okay. So I'm just going to discuss these three that you may not be familiar with, and if you are, just discuss how they look like, and to kind of plant that seed in your mind if you'd like to diversify into these different direct marketing types. So what about food hubs? Food hubs are an up and coming type of marketing that many farms are not familiar with or how to get into. So I'm just going to briefly discuss about that. But basically, it's where local and regional producers, they can work together and they can bring their products to a food hub, which in different ways they'll aggregate and distribute and market for the farms, but they pay a fair price to the farmers. And so the food hub is like that middleman, but they also kind of work with smaller farms rather than very large farms to kind of get products in almost like boxes or pre-orders to consumers. So the first example I'm going to show you of an online sales is a food hub called Seasonal Roots, which I'd helped set up way back when. But basically, customers order online, and then they wait for the harvest, and then they receive their order at their door, and then they get recipes, and then they do that over the season. But it's not, they pay a membership, but it's not like a community supported agriculture where they can't kind of where they have to order like for the whole year and pay like $1,000 or $800 for that season, and whatever they get boxed, and they have to go to the pickup site and so on. This is a different, and it's very popular, this type of pre-order food hub. And I'm just going to step you through kind of how it works. There's basically managers who manage the online shop and are that interface with the customers and the products, and get it all set up at the beginning of the week. And then farms can come based on the types of orders. They request the farmers to come and bring their products for that boxing session. Then they start taking all the products and they aggregate them all, and then they start boxing them up. And these are some of the boxes that were ordered for that specific next day delivery or that day delivery, and all the farm's products that have come to deliver. And so they're packing all the boxes, and they have the orders, which the two ladies that you saw before were, they printed all those orders that had come in. And this is generally an order of 1,200 orders per week of these boxes, and they're pre-packed, and they have a system, a rolling system, and they're packed in these boxes with what the people ordered, and then the boxes are ready and they go out to be delivered. Another example is like the shop and drop, a food hub like Lulu's Foods, Fall Line Farms and Local Roots. And this one is actually the farmers put their products on the website, and then they can, the shoppers or the people who are members can order that for the week, and then they go pick up at a specific site. So those are they actually, the customers have to pay a fee to join it, and then they can shop. And it's kind of like a CSA in that they're paying for a membership, but they have a lot of choices on what they pick, and their boxes aren't like, they're not determined by what the farm's harvesting, because they have a whole pool of different farms loading up their products every week, and the customers or the members can shop. And then there's all these different pickup stations, locations that they can come to, and they actually select where they pick up in their order form. And then another food hub example is just a physical store where the farmers are coming and they actually bring their different products to the store, and the store sells them almost so this one, Maker's Market, it has like 120 different producers bringing products into that store, and people shop there. So that is another food hub example. And this is a list that you can just Google USDA list, USDA food hubs, and the list, I searched for Virginia, and there are the different food hubs, but it's not, I believe, updated. But this is the best that I could find, where you could see if there's any food hubs and the contacts that are near you, and you could talk to them about selling to them, because they have these built-in customers already, and you could deliver. And as I said, because they're getting premium prices, not like a wholesaler, they're passing that along to the farmers. So this is a direct marketing option that I'm discussing that would be somewhat of an easy entry if you can find one that's close to you, or if you decide you want to perhaps start one with your other farm friends. Okay, so food hubs, now we thought of those. What about box sales? Box sales are different because they give the customer choice, whereas previously we had community supported agriculture that does not perhaps have that flexibility. So I'll discuss this one. So these boxes can be various products delivered to a given place, either to a doorstep or of a home, or at a host site or delivery area, work site, and so on. One example here is like this one, which is a virtual farmers market, and they actually have boxes already made that people order. So they have a specific time that people pick up the boxes, and when they order them, that has to be ordered in order for the farms to put together the boxes. And if you look down at the bottom here, you see like the different packages and pricing. So for $40, the customer orders a box, and different farms can put in their products that they have, and you know, based on the season. So one farmer's contributing for package A 1.5 pounds of carrots, another farmer's putting 5 red onions, and you know, one pound of beans, and so on. So this is where several farms can work together to put together a box structure, and it be organized in kind of in a fashion that makes sense. So it's not that as complicated as, say, where you're calling in the order, I want box A, and I'm going to pay this, and so on. It's not as complicated as some of the others that I was showing you, like you'd actually become a member in the food hub, and so this is just simply a box that's ordered and constructed and organized, and it's picked up. Another one is this one, which is the produce box. And it is actually kind of like the seasonal roots. model. It has a membership fee, but they have structured boxes. So basically online, the people can become members, they view a box and they order a box, and they kind of are set in that box type. So, you know, there's different boxes like fruit box, harvest box, sprout box, natural box, and they have different prices and so on. But they're picking different boxes which are different looking, but they're still set in a box. So in a way, it's like a hybrid of like a, you know, like a, it's a hybrid because it's kind of like a CSA that way with not as much flexibility. But just to know that people are open to these ideas, or customers are open to these ideas, you just have to be able to present exactly what it's expected of them and what you're going to be doing. So again, different types of boxes. So you could go to this website and kind of take a look at these boxes. Maybe these are boxes that you'd like to put together, and you know, you can kind of see the pricing. They serve different areas, and they bring these boxes that are pre-ordered to the different areas in North Carolina. And so it kind of talks about how the program works. People will sign up for a weekly box and they default at that box. They get emailed every Friday what the box choices are, and they, you know, automatically receive their box and their credit cards charged. Is it a contract? It's not a contract. However, they have the customer's credit card, so they automatically renew. And most of the, I did a survey of customers of a similar produce box scheme, and they are folks that actually are in a high income bracket. I'm talking about $100,000 household income. So if you don't have the ability to reach these people or travel to people that are high income, then this might not be an idea for you. But they don't mind being charged, you know, like, oh, there's a charge. Okay, we'll keep getting the box. It's a different type of customer. And again, there's a fee there. It's non-refundable, a membership fee. Now, here's an idea that I think has potential, because it is working with the customers. The customers are more involved in this setup, and because the COVID situation that's occurring right now, there are customers that feel helpless about getting food in the food system, and they want to do something. So I think this is actually a prime time to think about constructing a buying club. So I'm going to show you some examples of that. Buying clubs, they're similar. They box up products, and they're, you know, they go to a host site. And so here's an example of like a buying club, what, you know, some of how that looks like at the end part. But how a buying club works. Basically, they're a participating farm, or a participating farm or participating farmers. There's a buying club organizer, and they open up their home or place of business. Can even be a church, can even be, you know, a homeschool or whatever, some kind of any kind of business or whatever, that hosts the farmers. And then this buying club organizer has a network of friends, family, and coworkers. And so the club organizer's responsibility is to obtain the product list, prices, and order information from the farmer. Then they recruit customers to become members out of their friends and family or their network, personal network. I thought this actually might work very well if you even knew a Weight Watchers club, and they could set up a buying club or something, or, you know, you can be creative here, and get someone who would like to organize the buying club. And then this club organizer then hosts the delivery site. So the farm or farmers bring everything there that's been pre-ordered to the site at a specific time. So then the participating farmer, what their responsibility is that they create their product list and prices, and they give that to the club organizer. They establish an order due date, and they are the ones to take the individual orders and take the payments from the club members. And then the club members simply place the orders with the farmer. They pay the farmer, and they pick up their order on delivery day at the host site. So let's look at some examples. I tried to find ones that were online, but a lot of these can be even done personally, because it's an old concept that's kind of being made new again, or relevant right now. But here's one of a family farm, and they have this buying club, and they make a point to always say it's different from CSA, because I believe in the past, I've done a lot with community supported agriculture, but what I have seen is the deep burnout of customers from CSA. So I think farmers are now quite savvy, and they try to establish that it's not like a CSA with their customers. Basically, in this one, people sign up online, and and they say they would either want to be a host site or buying club member and submit that, and then they can order for the buying club members, and they just order what they want for that week, and it gets delivered. And what I thought was interesting is how they had like different boxes here that people could pick, and they are, well, meat is expensive, but if you have meat right now, considering the situation about buying meat, this is something that is a possibility for you. So the different types of boxes, and I think being creative in making types of boxes, and even how setting up a buying club or even a box type of situation is what farms could be doing right now in direct marketing to set themselves up for a very bright future after what's happening with COVID. And then they're simply submitting in their payment type and so on. Another one is this dairy that has like, they have orders, and the buying club online can buy these products and get it delivered. They can start a pickup location, in different areas, and they have different types of different pickup areas there. Another one is this Beaver Dam Buying Club, and it's just talking. If you create a buying club, a lot of times you just have to be able to explain it. So I think it's very good, and I hope that, and you can also use this PowerPoint later and look at the examples of the language that you would use for a buying club and how it works, and where they can go and join a buying club, and where to pick up and so on. It's all on their website, and even to start a new pickup, and then the different products they can order. And another buying club is just, there's a lot. So this is actually like a co-op of growers, and they have their buying club, and they explain, you see, it's like a pattern. What is this buying club? Oh, it's interesting. How do you order and such, and you just explain it. Why is it different from a CSA? What do you have available? How does it work? How to join? And so on. And you can actually call a real person or email a real person to find out. So those are the 3 different ones that I thought that are unique, and you could mull them over and consider. And then 3, to do those kinds of markets, and even now, if you weren't, you still should consider to adapt new market skills. The ones I want to talk about is, your web page, social media, and an order and payment system. For the web page, we know that a professional website really drives your sales. So nearly 70% of consumers agree that they are more likely to buy from a business that has a website over one that does not. So I'm just going to suggest some website. builders, if you don't have a website yet, many farms actually don't, and I'm always surprised, but it's because farms are very busy and they have different ways of, selling. But now more than ever, if you're going to start considering or beefing up your direct sales, then a website is urgently needed. So I'm just going to point out some that are easy for you to adapt, and you can create a website pretty much in a few days, or even I've known some farms to create it in like 3 hours. So here's one, Wix.com, and here's an example of one that a farmer has made for them, and using Wix. And it is free, like that example that I showed previously is a free one, but there are ones that that you can pay for, and it depends. Like if you want the commerce, then you'd be paying, an amount of money, and if you want the ads removed, and so if you want to accept online payments, then you would, have to pay. But it's something where you can, set one up and think of different ways to accept payments, but it wouldn't be an online cart, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Here's another one. Google also has a website builder that is free to use, and you can explore that one. Weebly is free, but if you add commerce, then you would pay simply like Wix. But there's ways around it if you didn't want to. But I feel like if you almost have to pay something in order to make money in some cases. And even I'm one who always tells farmers try to do things as low resource as possible, but there are in some cases where in order to like make that jump or that leap, to online sales, you're going to have to think about an online shopping cart and, organizing that and paying if necessary to get what you want. So social media, that is another important part of communicating in this time. Web page I put first because you almost need that first, and then you use that with your social media to have customers go from one platform to the next, your website to the social media and so forth. So it's building momentum for your sales. As far as social media, if you were going to invest your time, because farmers have limited time, the ones that I would suggest that you would invest in are YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, those top 3. And as you could see, but if you could only focus on 1 or 2, then YouTube videos, and then Facebook, which those can integrate, and then drop off the others, if you don't have time. Here's some ways to use YouTube. One farmer has videos up on why you should join their CSA, but you could go, why you should join my buying club. And then Facebook, one farmer is saying where their status is, and please come, we're back at the farmers market, and so on. So they're posting very recently about getting the farmers to go there. Instagram is sort of like you're posting pictures of products. Some people have like their haul, like their customers will and they post what they purchased, at a farm store or farmer's market. So it's just simply pictures. Pinterest is pinning things that you think are interesting that relate to you. And then Twitter is actually, on the decline very much, but, you can, quickly notify people, and you can only use so many words and let them know what you're doing, and so on. Okay, so order and payment system, building skills on that. I talked about basically having a website and e-commerce, but there is a CSA, or you don't have to be a CSA. You can sell produce and as well. but it is like it is a software that farmers who are selling direct can use, and they can link the shopping cart to their Facebook or their existing website. So you could actually finagle your shopping cart here and then link it to your existing web page, or the web page you create, or your Facebook. So it's very interesting. And then it has a free shopping cart that you can link to your web page, a mobile point of sale, which you will use like a credit card that they have. It's called Stripe processor, and so on. And it is no monthly subscription, orders paid, just what I said, check payments are free of payment fees. So the only thing is, like, the fees are taken on by the customer or the buyer. And so you as a seller, you'll have these, check is free, so there is a little bit of cost, but it's because of swiping the credit card. Okay, so again, it's free. So I'd ask you, if you are at all looking at this, to consider this Food for All site and look at that. There's another one that has like online processing, if you're interested, but it is a nice one, and there have been research studies on this one, where farmers like this one because it has personal support from a farmer. So basically, you can call the person. It's $12.50 a month, and they can set up, help you set up your storefront, and it's like a website too. So if that's an idea. And then there's also what a lot of farms are using is this Lulu's localfoods.com, which is a food hub, but now it's like an e-commerce site, and they have members that are established. And so you basically can set up, your stores and be in some of the different markets that they've already established, and you'd pay 2% of your sales, or a minimum of $10 per quarter. But if you make more than 100,000, then you'd talk to them about pricing. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, so so basically you can go to this site and learn all about the system and the pricing. And actually, if you look at the bottom of the screen there, it has a person that you can really talk to, Molly Harris, and she created this software, and she is local. She's in Virginia, so and she's very personable and wants to help. So what that actually looks like to customers, I kind of showed it, but basically, they have been selling out like every week, basically, since the COVID crisis, because people so desperately want to buy their products, and they're scared about the grocery store, or they're not able to do that conveniently. So you can actually, through this this software, or if you work with Molly, what if you don't have this setup, like a food hub setup? You can use software like this and set one up in the mountains and so on, in Kentucky, or I don't know. You could probably do Kentucky, but I mean in Virginia, like in the mountains, if you don't have anything. And so basically, all these different producers are signing up, putting all their products there, and they get sold online by a certain time. So again, just how it kind of looks like. Another one is Local Food Marketplace, but actually I was shocked at how expensive it really is. I would almost say to you, if you were even considering online sales or setting up, that shopping cart, to first look at Food for All and hooking that up for free, rather than, because you don't know if it's going to fly yet, than to pay like the setup fee of to start it would be $4.99 to set it up, and I'm not sure if we have that kind of money right now as farmers. And then, you know, not only that, you pay $79 a month plus, you know, there's other things. So I'm not sure about this. And also when I'm bringing these up so you have ideas, but when it's these types of software companies that do this and they charge, they almost, once you go and you actually ask for more information, they kind of like get your information. They keep bothering you. And I've talked to several farms that that's happened to when they were curious and they were investigating. So if you really want to do it and you look at their website and you like how it's set up and you want to go for it, then just make sure, because once you go, you know, they'll always be bothering you. And then there's Squarespace. I've known a lot of farms to actually use Squarespace to set up their e-commerce and their actual website. But I wanted to tell you, and this is what actually I thought was most exciting, is that say you didn't want to do all that, you could just make your own free Google form like this farmer, and then order ahead. You just you'd make a Google form for your farm, and you know the people would, your customers would put in their information when they want to pick it up, the address, you know, and so on. And then if you go further, there's payment, but I didn't fill in this stuff, so I didn't do it. But basically that's how these are set up, you know. So you could do link payment to like your PayPal, or some farms do Venmo or whatever. And then here's another one where one of the farms was using Gray's Cart, and again, it has an online store that is customized and so on, and it is kind of a package. So you could look at this one, but again, like I said, if they're charging, I would just first try and look at the free ones. For credit card acceptance, okay, this is almost is almost required now, you know, because people don't want to touch cash, and they're not going to carry cash anymore because they're afraid of getting sick. So these are some that credit card acceptance that you can look at, that small farmers are using, that are direct marketing. So Square, Stripe, Venmo, and then some even just do PayPal. And so just wanted to share that. So in summary, one, it's important to change with the times, but it's not daunting. You can do this. There's great opportunities for you right now in direct marketing. And you can adopt new markets that I've discussed, like Food Hub, boxes, and buying clubs. And then it's important to master new skills like accepting credit cards, developing a web page, social media, and just determining an ordering system that'll work for you. If it's like an online shopping cart, great. But if it's as simple as, you know, establishing a Google form, or even having, you know, people call you, whatever you decide, you know, just make it understandable to your customers. So this is my contact, tnartea@vsu.edu, and my webpage at the College of Agriculture is www.ext.vsu.edu. And so I hope that was helpful to you. I don't know if you have any questions, but I'd be happy to answer them, or just please know that I am a resource and I work directly with the extension agents that you work with and trust. And again, if there's anything that I can do to help you in setting up these ideas, please contact your extension agent, and I will work directly with your extension agent to help you. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And are there any questions for Dr. Nartea?
Just want to make a comment. That was an excellent presentation.
Oh, thank you so much, Chad.
Yeah, definitely great stuff. Thank you very much. Woody had a couple of comments here. He uses WordPress.com for his website. It's very user-friendly and it's free. He also uses ECWID, Equid.com as another selling platform. He said he's working on setting up an online store through it. He said it seems to be easy and versatile and free.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know about that one. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'll study it. Could you tell me what his web page is? I mean, the web address is for him?
Sure, Woody, would you put that up there? What your web address is? And also on that Equid, it's ecwid.com. So.
Okay, got that.
Thank you, Teresa. It was a wonderful presentation.
Oh, thank you so much, Kristen. I'm so grateful for you.
We're grateful for you
Thank you. Be blessed.
and you.
Woody put his information in there. It is heartlovefarms.wordpress.com. It's there in the chat pod, Teresa.
Yep, I have that right there. I wrote it down and I thank you so much. And I wanted to tell the stairs that I'm sorry if they couldn't hear me. I didn't see the actual Zoom, the actual chat when I was talking. But I don't know, do you need me to put my PowerPoint in a Google Drive, and that way the farms, if they ever needed to look at it, or was this at all recorded for anyone, or?
I recorded, but I didn't notice
Okay.
that I had it muted up until about 3 minutes in. So I think it's possible mine was only a partial. Jeremy, Phil, did either of you record?
No, but we can make the PowerPoint available if you're willing to share that. We can get that out to the
Well,
folks.
if they were all interested in it, because part of it is that if people just think about ideas, then they'll sleep on it, and then perhaps they will apply it if they want to in their lives. And then we'll be there for them. So, it's a lot to think about anyway, just all the things that are happening with the farms.
Well,
I'll check
I know.
and see and make sure. Her commentary added a lot, so I'm not sure you get the same thing out of it without the commentary.
Gotcha. Well, we could just wait till the farmers and see if they want to try anything like a buying club, and then we'll get running.
I know I'll comment, and I think Jeremy and Shad may see something similar to this at the farmers markets in their counties. But our farmers markets in Wise County, they've got a pretty short window. So a lot of the folks with products that are available outside the months that the farmers markets are open, they're always looking for a way to market those. And I think a lot of these things you mentioned would be extremely helpful in that scenario.
I would agree with that.
But do you think your farmers, do they need any help, or they're very capable and good at technology?
I think the ones that we work with are pretty web savvy. They're I learn a lot from them rather than the other way around. So
That is wonderful. Okay. Well, maybe they could just take these ideas and run, but if any of them do anything, I'd sure be interested to see how they did what they did. So just keep me informed on that, Phil.
okay, sounds great. All right,
Well,
any last questions for Dr. Nartea? All right. Well, thank you again for sharing your wisdom with us, and thanks to you all for tuning in tonight.
Definitely. Yeah, thank you all very much.
Thank you, everyone. And everyone just continue to be safe and healthy. Thank you so much.
You too.
Tomorrow night we have pruning, fruit trees, brambles, blueberries, sort of thing.
Yep.
With Dr. John Strang. So hope to see everybody back then.
Hey, I wanted to point out to everybody that we have a freeze advisory that's coming up. If you guys hadn't mentioned that to them already, they're giving some really cold weather for tomorrow night and especially going into the weekend, like 27 degrees for us. So you need to be thinking about what you're going to use to cover your sensitive plants. If you rush the monkey and planted tomatoes or any of your garden, you need to be thinking about what you're going to do to keep it covered.
Hey, Shad, as a matter of fact, the website that John Strang sent us today, I put that in the chat pod. So
Very good.
Everybody grab that. I see a thumbs up from Kristen. Awesome. Good deal.
Very good. Well, good evening to you all.
You too.